Hello and welcome to E! Magazine. I'm your host, Brenda Nyamichaba. Now, having looked at the art industry in Kenya and seen the tremendous growth it's made over the years to become the bigger movement that it is today than it was before, today we get a closer look at the art industry by looking at the new voices in the Kenyan art space, and we're taking a look at something we call pop art. Have you ever heard of it before? Well, today we're going to learn more about it, as I have a pop artist with me today in studio, and his name is Meshach. Okay, thank you so much for joining me.
It's a pleasure to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good too. So I'm really excited to learn about pop art.
Yes.
For those individuals out there who are not knowledgeable or of art or just generally don't know much about art, what is pop art?
Pop art really is, from the term pop, it's more like the pop culture. Pop, you know, it's something. Let me give you an example of pop, like an explosion.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's more or less like the current culture, the glam, the fashion, and everything about color. Yeah.
So a lot of colors, crazy characters involved in such art.
Crazy personalities. Yeah.
So when did you get into pop art, and why did you specifically decide to go with pop art?
Okay, I've been drawing since my childhood, and since, you know, the African culture we live in.
Yes.
They appreciate more of education than art or like talent. Yeah, so I've been drawing for a while.
For a really long time.
Yeah, but now since the cultures and all this that has been happening, I gave it a break for a while. And I was seeing other artists like coming up and doing their things. So I was like, I used to draw and I need to do this. And you know, as an artist or any art, like say dancing, singing or rapping, it's about self-realization. You reach a point whereby you get enlightened and you're like, this is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, so I decided to do pop art like 1 year ago, like now professionally.
Okay,
Yeah.
and how's that been for you so far?
It's a journey. It's really a journey.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So I know earlier on you mentioned when you're explaining what pop art is, you know, it involves a lot of colors, it's more of, you know, new modern art, it's pop culture. I just wanted to know what makes it unique and different from the art we see in Kenya.
Okay, pop art really is about what is really happening in the society, because the society has been neglected in some way, because most artists do like paintings of say, let's say landscapes, let's say portraits or something.
Portraits of people.
But pop art is about what is really happening in the right now, at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what makes, it's a creation of the things that are, like we wake up and see. That's pretty cool. That's really nice. So having talked about that, are there a lot of people in the pop art space? Because, you know, as much as art in Kenya is growing, it's still in like in a small little community. Not a lot of people see a lot of artists' work. So when it comes to pop art, is it a big movement?
Well, really, to be honest, I only know a few people who do pop art. Yeah.
And why is that? Is it because there's not much support for artists like you in the art industry in Kenya, or people are just shy to try it out?
Okay. For me, how I like say it, I feel like every art, the individual has to have the business side of what he or she is doing. Yeah, because without that, then monetizing even your art may be a struggle. Yeah, though also some artworks like are not really appreciated within like galleries that exist. They're like, it's not yet time for this, it's not yet time for this.
They just want to see fine art.
Yeah, so you like wonder, I mean, look at this is great. I mean, can't you see the future of this? Yeah.
Very true. And I'm actually happy you pointed that out, because, you know, when you come to Kenya, when you're talking about Kenyan art, the first thing people think about is paintings of Maasais or tribal masks, animals. That's the first thing you think about Kenyan art. Now, when we have artists like you know, doing new modern art, like pop art, do you think that's going to change the perception people have for Kenyan art, or just African art in general?
I feel it does, because pop, like I said, it's about the culture, the trends, the current trends, where the world is moving towards, you know.
Very true.
Yeah, as much as other art are about, like, let's say animals, like we've discussed, portraits, it is good, yes, but people should look more into the pop pop art, because that's where the world is heading. Because pop is all about fashion, advertising, you know.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're holding this pad right there, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, what is this? What is that? And what are some of the techniques someone like a pop artist need to have in key in order to be a good, you know, pop artist?
Okay, this is basically a drawing pad. Yeah, it's like just a piece of paper and a pen.
Okay.
The only difference is that it's connected to the computer. So anything you draw here appears directly on your computer.
So is this how they actually make cartoons? Like, you know, when they're bringing characters for cartoons, so they use drawing pads. Okay, that's amazing. So you told me that it's been 1 year since you decided to go into pop art and create your work. What are some of the challenges you face within the art industry space as an artist yourself?
Okay, I'd really say I'd put that on me, you know, because we are growing, we are getting better. So if something really happens, I try to avoid pointing on someone or putting the blame on someone else. Yeah, I really try to avoid that, because it's about looking at yourself. The time you see yourself as this and this, then you can know how best you can best approach other people, or the way you can best approach galleries or something.
Okay,
yeah,
that's amazing. Now on that note, we're going to take a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to get more into conversation about pop art and also get to look at Meshach's work. Don't go anywhere, you're watching your magazine.